Oh, good morning, everyone. My goodness, it has been a morning and a half. Just reminding the team we are live. Everybody loses track of time. I know how that is. I lost it this morning. Seriously, I looked up and I went, whoa, time to get things moving. And here we are, top of the hour, another morning motivator day. Oh, another wonderful day in our world. I had an interesting event happen this morning, and I just want to share it with you. I was sitting here doing my stuff, doing my morning stuff, my marketing, my surfing, which reminds me I haven't even quite finished that. Just, following up on the Skype groups and connecting with everyone and checking numbers and making sure I get my morning stuff done so that I can spend the rest of the day hanging out and checking in with people and doing the things.
Most people would like to have more money.
Doing the things that I need to do every day, because the things I need to do every day need to get done. So I'm sitting here, and the thing is that when I'm doing that, my thoughts are here, there, and everywhere. How about you guys? Lunch yesterday, Bill? We'll talk about that too. When I'm working here doing all that stuff, it's kind of stuff that I don't have to think about when it comes to marketing and advertising and doing all that. It's kind of remote. And so when I'm doing that, I'm doing a lot of thinking. I'm thinking about my business. I'm thinking what I want to do. I'll take notes. I'll write things down and what else I think of I need to do. But it's because the things that I'm doing don't really require that I think. They're just activities to do. Copy, paste, enter. Do you guys do that? I'm just curious. Do you find that when you're doing things that you don't need to think about, then you're off thinking? Your brain is out thinking about stuff. And so I was thinking about stuff. And I'll be honest that I wasn't on my high-flying disc. Well, I was, but I was thinking of things that were taking me somewhere I didn't want to go. Do you know what I mean? It's easy to go down that rabbit hole. We talked about that yesterday, right? Talked about that with my girls yesterday, how easy it is to go down that rabbit hole. You got to recognize it right now. Well, this morning, because I'm a firm believer in the law of attraction. I'm a firm believer that I'm connected to source. I have been having some interesting things happen when I'm meditating. My daughter Tina had an interesting thing happen to her when she was meditating in Vancouver over the last weekend. She was there for a trade show, and she just, her mouth was moving, her tongue was moving. For me, I've had someone actually holding my arm. It's really fascinating. And this morning I was sitting in here, and as you guys know, I have sticky notes, right? I have sticky notes all over the place. This one says, I give myself permission to be all that I can be, and that's just sitting here stuck up. And I have different ones sticking up. I have the amount of money that's coming into my bank account very soon. It'll be there. It's there. I can feel it. And I had a stack of sticky notes on my desk. There's a whole stack of them. Some of them had sayings on them. And I was sitting here and I heard plop. And I looked and I'm like, what was that? What was that? And it was a distinct pop. It was just like something dropped. And I looked, and all my sticky notes were on the floor. And all the notes that had words on them, you can see, all is well. Let me show you. Here's one. All is well in my world. Be happy. Janet says have fun. Smile. Oh, there's something over here. I can't even see what it says. But right here, oh, here's another one that says be happy. Look at this one. Life is good. And I laughed so hard. I giggled. I did. I absolutely giggled. I got my camera and I took a picture. Because I thought if that wasn't a sign, I don't know what is. That everything I was thinking about that was about things that weren't good don't matter. Life is good. Life is good. I trust the universe. I know I'm doing the things I need to do. I know that things are where they need to be. And I know that life is good. How about you guys? And then says, my thoughts changed the wrong way when the wife told me that the water heater had quit. Well, why did your thoughts change the wrong way? Now, so when they changed, Lynn, did you change them back? What an adventure. How am I going to fix the water heater? What are we going to do to fix the water heater? This is an adventure. We can look at this. We can change it right now, or we can go, oh, damn, how am I going to get that water heater fixed? Now it's going to take time out of my day. Woe is me, it's going to cost money. It's going to, You can think all that, or you can think, what an adventure. I wonder why the water heater broke. It's probably old, poor thing. We'll have to get a new one. I wonder where we'll get a new one. Wonder what people I'm going to meet as we do this adventure. It's 12 years old, you know. They last about 10 years. You're doing good. Could be a door opening to who knows what. My goodness, what adventure are we on? Life is good. Whatever life you're experiencing right now, just remember life is good. And the life you're experiencing right now, as we all know and we all agreed, because we all took responsibility, yes? Which little challenge was that? We committed, we measured, we talked about obstacles. Number 16, accepting responsibility. You alone are in complete control and responsible for the decisions you make and the actions you take, for your success or your failure, for your happiness or your discontent, for your present circumstances and your future. This bold statement is not intended to frighten or threaten, but rather to empower you. Because if you are responsible, and only you, no one else is responsible for how you feel. And if you think otherwise, think again. No one else is responsible for how you feel. You choose to feel that way. Circumstances happen, and you choose to feel a certain way. And the more you focus on that, the more you're going to feel that way. We talked about the 17-second rule. That was in our Co-Creating at Its Best, and we talked about that quite a bit yesterday. But, you know, responsibility is one of the biggest things that change everything. It changes everything. I'm really discovering that the Little Things Matter book is really getting into more business stuff. I might skip ahead on a few. It's really talking about how to be a better business person, how to be a better person, talking to people, meeting people, how to do those little extra things, remembering names, building a strong online reputation, building your brand. It's more business related. And so I think we did good starting this book, and I think I want to move on a bit. How about you guys? Are you all right with that? Believe in yourself, have faith in your abilities, and you're all here on a journey. You all chose to be here. You chose this experience. You chose all the experience you've had up till now. That's what you chose when you chose to come and have this life. You chose to meet the people you had. You chose to have the experiences you had because there were lessons or blessings. Either one. There's either a lesson to learn or a blessing. Some are blessings in disguises. Anybody here ever have a blessing in disguise? I've had about 1,000,001 blessings in disguise, and anything and everything that's ever gone wrong has been a blessing in disguise. And when you recognize that, and we were talking yesterday, I was talking to my daughters about, at this point in my journey, I really am able to flip that switch fairly quickly. If I recognize I'm down in the tubes and I'm heading down the tunnel, I can flip the switch pretty quick. If situations happen, as did over Christmas, if situations happen that cause me to be an emotional wreck. Anybody here ever become an emotional wreck? Male or female, men don't like to admit they're an emotional wreck. You're an emotional wreck inside. Anybody here ever once in a while become an emotional wreck? I was an emotional wreck on an emotional roller coaster going down, and I had a really difficult time getting out of it. However, it wasn't. It was difficult, as it would have been 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, or 3 years ago, or even a year ago. I got back on my high-flying disc and I made decisions from there. I recognized that I only had control of how I felt. I don't have control of other people. I can only be the best I can be so that I can offer the best of me in this situation. What a journey, eh, Claudia? And you have been, it's been so amazing to watch you grow. Well, we've both grown, haven't we? Look how far we've come. I'm sure, I mean, we see the changes I see the changes in all of you. I see the changes in your words that you use. I see the changes in your vocabulary. And really, I mean, that's what I see because you type it in here, and what better way to get examples of how you really feel? It comes out in the words. Ooh, there's that word again. So would you guys, if I could get your permission, I'm going to continue to tell stories about the Tao of Pooh. This is really fun. I haven't quite figured out how to read this one on the call. But, love that word, eh? But, the word I never use. I do want to continue to read this. There are many lessons here. And I think as we read them, we can have a bigger discussion. What do you think? Can I get a vote? Let's just get a quick yes, you're okay, that we're going to continue reading this. Okay, it just looks like a really little book, but it was a 3-hour interview. And the messages have been profound. Absolutely profound. So today, the next chapter, yesterday we talked about that 17-second rule. If you think a thought for as little as 17 seconds, it's going to attract a thought that's similar to it. And if you hold that thought for 17 seconds, it's going to attract another thought similar to it. And if you hold that thought for another 17 seconds, and you continue to do that for as little as 68 seconds, you will begin to manifest. The universe will begin to bring to you what you are thinking about. It works for good things and bad. It works for things you want and things you don't. I want to know if you guys really and truly understand that about the 17-second rule, that it works for things you want and it works just as well for things you don't want. So if you're thinking about that miserable SOB over there, you're going to start getting more thoughts about that, like the weather's crappy and look at that over there that happened. That was bad. And oh, did you hear the news? Oh, we're on a no news zone. How many of you are sticking to it? This is the no news zone for 30 days. How many of you are sticking to that? No news. If you see it, you ignore it. You don't pay attention to it. You certainly don't actively go looking for the news. Anybody sticking to that? You guys are quiet today. You guys are very quiet today. How many of you recognize that you are responsible for your thoughts and your thoughts take you where you want to go? Yeah, that's really, I think that's as simple as we can get it. You know, it's Tina listened to the 11 CD set of the master CD set of Esther Hicks and Abraham. And she listened to it all the way to Vancouver. She said, I was in the zone, Mom. I was in such a zone. And she says, and it hasn't stopped since. She says, everything is coming to me. It's unbelievable. Books are flying out the door. People are coming to me. People are looking for me. She's just on her high-flying disc, and she gets it. She says, you know, Mom, 11 hours of listening to Esther and Abraham, question after question after question, and the answer was always the same. Find a thought that feels better. Raise your vibration, get your vibration in alignment with what you want, and the universe cannot do anything but bring it to you. What about affirmations? Dr. Dyer asks, I talk a lot about the I am disclosures. I am is another name for source. If you are feeling weak, but you have a thought saying, I am strong, or I am well, or I am healed, I am wealthy, I am positive, I am loving. I mean, that's one of the lines from the book of Joel. Let the weak man say, I am strong. Abraham responds, it makes sense. However, there is an effort factor that can have a backfiring effect, because every subject is really two subjects, wanted and the absence of wanted. So if you are feeling not strong, but you say, I am strong, which end of the stick are you actually activating? When you feel the need to apply strong effort, you are usually trying to overcome what you have actually got going on vibrationally. And so, instead of it working out the way you want it to, it works in reverse. In other words, you are trying to make those affirmations and actions compensate for vibration that is going in opposition to what you really want. And your words cannot buck that current. That's why you feel the need to try harder. Affirmations are wonderful, but we would make sure that we are feeling really good when we affirm, because the universe does not hear what you say. The universe hears what you mean. Another lesson, get on your high-flying disc before you make any decisions. How many of you practice that? Many of you make decisions when you're feeling like crap, when you got that anxiety in you, that anger, that hatred, and you make decisions? They're not usually good ones. You need to get on your high-flying disc first. You need to change your vibration. You need to work yourself up the emotional scale till you feel better. Then make a decision. It makes a difference. Dr. Dyer says it also responds to how you feel, doesn't it? That's right. That's how you know what you mean. So, if you're feeling weak, but you are proclaiming that you're strong, the louder you shout it, the more the universe is hearing you demanding something you do not feel or believe, which is the reason that you are trying so hard. It's as if you go down to the edge of the river with your canoe and you put it in the water and you point it upstream, and then you paddle very hard because you believe that in order to get something done, there should be some struggle involved. But law of attraction is providing the path of least resistance. You are source energy, and there is a trajectory of ease. It is a path of least resistance, and you can feel when you're on the trajectory, and you can feel when you get off of it. The more you proclaim that you are on it, the more you are often off it and trying to get on. Sometimes it's better just to take a nap. Sometimes it's better to just take a nap. And it's really about that emotional scale, isn't it? The emotional scale they talk about here in Ask and It Is Given, the best book on the planet. And it's really up to you to recognize where you are. Oh, that's not true at all, Winston. You can always trust your feelings. You can always trust your feelings. Always, Winston. If you haven't read this book, get it. The challenge is, Winston, is knowing what those feelings are. You can always trust your feelings. My feelings never let me down. Ever. My feelings are always right. But it's understanding what the feelings are. You need to know what are the feelings you're having. What feeling are you having? What does that feeling mean? And it's really not about that, okay? That's your belief, Winston. If that's what you want to believe, that's what you can believe. All I know is, in this day and age, at this leading edge of thought, because that was the leading edge of thought then, we're on a leading edge of thought, which is a different, more powerful thought, because we know, we remember who we are. We remember that we're in control. We remember that if you don't feel good, Winston, here's how simple this is, okay, Winston? I'm going to make this really simple for you. It got nothing to do with religion. It's got nothing to do with any of that. If you don't feel good, You simply need to figure out how to feel good. That's it. And if you can get to that place of feeling good, everything else makes sense. You'll make better decisions. You'll move forward in better directions. You'll be happier. And it is the message that's in everything Abraham says. That if you focus on how you feel, and if you raise your vibration and feel better and feel the feeling of it, feel the essence of it, that's what they keep talking about. Feel like you are everything you want to be. And if you don't feel like you're everything you want to be, then you work and play some games and feel better. You go on an attitude of gratitude and you feel better. Feelings never come from the head, ever, Winston. Those are thoughts. Thoughts come from your head. Feelings come from your heart. Feelings come from your soul. Feelings tell you the thoughts you're thinking are right or wrong. When you feel love, you don't think angry thoughts. Trust me, a person who is feeling love never thinks angry thoughts. So if you're thinking thoughts that aren't taking you where you want to go, you'll know it by how you feel. So rather than trying to figure out what thoughts you're thinking, simply choose better feeling thoughts. Look around you. One of the activities that I suggest everyone do is surround themselves with things that feel good. I have my bears. They're everywhere. My little, whatever, ladybug. My little panda bear for Chinese New Year coming up on the 19th of February, my granddaughter's birthday. To be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best night and day to make you like everybody else means to fight the hardest battle any human being can fight and never stop fighting. And the only thing I want you to fight for is to be the real you. And the real you feels good. The real you just wants to feel good. We came here to experience joy. You know what, Winston? If that's what you believe, that's what you're going to experience. My heart never fails me. I know when I feel good and I know when I don't. And that's all that matters to me. And when I don't feel good, I reach for better feeling thoughts. And that's as simple as it is. Who here agrees with me? Number one, I need to decide, do I feel good or not? If I'm not feeling good, I'm simply going to reach for better feeling thoughts. I'm going to go on a rampage of appreciation. I'm going to start there always. I'm going to look around my room and be appreciative of everything I have and look at the blessings I have. And I'm just going to get myself feeling better and better and better. I'm not going to worry about why I feel like crap. I'm simply going to recognize I don't feel good. I'm going to reach for a better feeling thought. And if I feel better, I'm going to make better decisions. End of. I don't know how to tell you guys this, but that is the secret to a happy life. You don't have to work hard at it. You simply recognize, I'm not feeling happy right now. Maybe you know why you're not feeling happy right now. Maybe, something happened that made you remember something that was sad or caused you to feel, it didn't cause you, but you started to feel that way. Once you recognize you don't feel good, you have to remember you're the only one who's responsible here to change the way you feel. No one else can make you feel anything. No one else can make you happy or take away your pain. Only you can do that by reaching for better feeling thoughts. And there are 22 ways to do that right here. Best book on the planet. And if that's not enough, well, you can play the experiments in this and in her E cubed. I'm not sure where your E cubed is right now. The truth of the matter is, that's all there is. If you don't feel good and happy, then you just need to go and figure out something to do that's going to make you feel happier. That is the secret to life. It's the secret to a happy life. I truly believe that with all my heart and soul. I see it in my children. I see it in my grandchildren as my children change and grow and develop. And I got to tell you that my girls have applied all of this knowledge. In fact, my youngest daughter says, Mom, I think I'm probably one of your best students. And I would have to say she is. She has taken everything to the heart. She has taken everything to heart. Winston, you can believe what you want to believe. I'm simply telling you how we feel. This is what we practice here. We practice feeling better. We practice the law of attraction. We practice love. Learning to love ourselves, learning to discover who we are, learning to feel good all the time, because that is why we're here, is to experience pure positive joy and no other reason. You're here to experience yourself, to figure out who you are, to figure out what you have to contribute to this amazing life you've been given. Feels so good. You know, it feels good. I love I love meditating with you guys. And I said to my girls, we didn't have an opportunity to do it yesterday, but we are going to do it. We are going to do it. And as you are saying there, Winston, that you said love is of God. And well, I don't know what you believe. The rest of us here believe that we are God. We are source energy, whatever you want to call it. You can label it anything you want. We are all from the same energy. We are all from the same source. So what shall we meditate today? Okay, guys, you got to come on. We got to participate here. We're all tied. There we go. Goodness. Oh, we need to do a little letting go today. Oh, I haven't done a lot of reading in the last day. Because yesterday was Wednesday, so I did a lot of talking. Spent the afternoon with my girls, had a great time. Little Bennett is just a little sweetie to be with. Okay, so 2, 3, 4 people have voted. There we go. Get a few more votes. Come on, guys. Take the poll. Just so you know, I can't tell what you're voting for. I don't see who votes. I just see how many. We got some ties here, between Abraham and Lori Granger. For those that are new here, this is our meditation time of our call. So we're going to take a 15-minute break and we're going to do a guided meditation together. It's very, very powerful when we do a guided meditation together. Very powerful. And my girls and I are going to start doing it. I said, you know what, girls, if we did an active meditation together, even for 10 minutes, I want to do it just to experiment, to see what happens. To see what happens, because I think that the three of us are very connected, very connected. That's right. Oh, Jenny, that was so well said. The Bible doesn't have a monopoly on truth and love. There are many paths to the divine, and yours is one of many. Jenny, that was so beautifully said. Thank you. Thank you for that. I've been just looking here. We've still got some ties here between general well-being and letting go. Can we get a few more votes? We've only got 8 votes. 8 out of 11. We could get 1 or 2 more, because I'm going to be the tiebreaker. I'm going to be a tiebreaker. I'm learning to create miracles in my life. I'm taking a course in miracles. I got to tell you, this is some deep training, man. Opening up my mind and my heart. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, Jenny. I'm going to be honest with you, Winston. Don't know much about the Bible. Went to Catholic school, but that doesn't mean anything. I really don't know much about the Bible. So what I know is what we've been studying. I know that it feels right, and then it feels right in any religion that you, a religion is on Super Soul Sunday, they talk a lot about religion and spirituality, and religion is a guide. That's your guide to your spirituality. So we all have our guides. Would you agree? I love that statement. Well, we're going to do some general well-being today. I'm going to stop that poll. So we're going to get into some Esther and Abraham. And these guided meditations are awesome, because you just want to really focus on the breathing in the music. The breathing in the music is the magic. And Esther has explained that before, that it really is this rhythm of the 3 beats and 5 beats. And they've created this music that causes your breathing to be off, right? Because you normally breathe evenly. So it causes it to be off, which causes you to have to focus on your breathing, which causes you to stop thinking. And when you stop thinking, you allow Source to be connected. Enjoy this guided meditation, and we'll be back here. This is our general well-being. So this is just a general guided meditation. Listen to the beat of the music. Listen to the words. Let your thoughts drift in and out, and we'll meet back here in 15 minutes. Enjoy.
Welcome to the doorway of your vortex. We are extremely pleased that you've made the decision to be here. Breathe in. Breathe out. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creation and for the purpose of aligning with who you really are. Breathe in. Breathe out. We want you to know that as you relax and breathe and focus softly upon the words that we are offering to you here, you are allowing the gentle tuning of your vibration to the frequency of your source, who is inside the vortex. Breathe in. Breathe out. Be easy as you find the rhythm of your body, and enjoy long, slow breaths in and out as you hear our words. Breathe in. Breathe out. It is not necessary that you concentrate, and there is nothing that you need remember. Just relax and breathe and enjoy. Breathe in. Breathe out. You are an extension of non-physical source energy, and you have come here with great eagerness and purpose. You intended to explore Earth's perfect balance of contrast for the purpose of moving life beyond what it has been before. Breathe in. Breathe out. In this moment in time and space, you are precisely where you have intended to be, and the source within you is pleased. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your life continually calls more expansion through you, and all that is benefits from the important part that you play. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you relax and breathe deeply, you can feel the appreciation that Source feels for you in this moment in time. Appreciation for your physical world, for its diversity, and for the stream of never-ending desires that flow forth from you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Before your birth into this physical body, you understood the importance of the contrasting diversity on planet Earth. Breathe in. Breathe out. You jumped in eagerly to explore the variety and to enjoy the expansion that you knew would be called through you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your life is supposed to feel good to you, for you have deliberately chosen it as the platform from which more will flow. The appreciation that Source feels for you never-endingly will wrap you in a warm blanket of worthiness if you will allow it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your life is serving you well and is providing the basis of expansion exactly as you knew it would when you decided to come. Breathe in. Breathe out. You have launched countless rockets of desires into your vortex of creation, and your frequent entry there will always feel good. Breathe in. Breathe out. From inside your vortex, things satisfy and delight you. You feel expansive and frisky, and you are eager for more. With every new discovery and each new place you stand, the expansive feeling of more continues to call you and refresh you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your world is gradually expanding, steadily growing and refreshing, while finding balance every step along the way. Breathe in. Breathe out. Well-being is the dominant basis of all that is, of the universe and of the physical planet upon which you now stand. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your magnificent world is eternally tied to the steady rhythm of well-being at its core, and the same is true of you. As you relax and refresh, releasing resistance as you breathe, you will discover the balancing rhythm of your source. Breathe in. Breathe out. Be easy about your life and feel our appreciation for who you are as you allow wonderful things to flow naturally to you. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you relax into the law-based premise of our words, any resistance you have found along your physical path will be released. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you listen to our words and remember who you are, you will rediscover your natural vibrational patterns of well-being. Each day you will find more clarity, more stamina, more eagerness. Each day you will remember who you are and why you have come. Breathe in. Breathe out. That which is your source is fully aware of you right now and feels unspeakable appreciation for who you are. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your life is supposed to feel good to you, and you are meant to feel happiness in your life, and you are meant to satisfy your dreams. Breathe in. Breathe out. You are doing extremely well. The well-being that you seek is flowing to you. Relax and enjoy the unfolding. Feel appreciation for what is, and eagerness for what is coming. There is great love here for you. Breathe in. For the next few minutes, letting the music guide you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out.
Well, how was that? Did that get you feeling good? That's the secret to all this, is feeling good. Getting that good feeling vibration, getting back on your half-land disc. And now that we're feeling good, let's do an affirmation. I move forward in life with joy and ease. You know, it's just like it says in the book. You can't say I'm strong when you're feeling weak. You can't say I'm happy when you're feeling sad. You've got to feel it to be it. I move forward in life with joy and with ease. I chose the right one, Lynn. The universe chose the meditation. Actually, you guys all chose it. It's always the right meditation. Meditation is right. Meditation is right. It feels good, doesn't it? Should we read a bit more? Choices before coming forth. Should we read a little bit about choices? I think we've got enough to read this section. Why not indeed? Why not, Lynn? All right. I've got a very important question. Not that these haven't been. I have 8 children. Playfully, you have our condolences. I remember hearing that on the listening to the CDs. I remember when we listened to it on the call. That was hilarious. I have 8 children. You have our condolences. Well, before I had 8 children, I had 8 theories about how to raise children, and now I have 8 children and I have no theories about how to raise children. I have a daughter. Her name is Serena. And when she was about 9 or 10 years old, she used to always complain to me about my fathering, about my parenting, you know, giving me lots of advice and about how I do this wrong and that wrong. And I had been listening to some of the things that Abraham was saying, and then one day I just got fed up with her complaining, and I said to her, you know, if you don't like the kind of father that I am, the kind of parent that I am, then you shouldn't be blaming me. You should really be taking a look at yourself and asking yourself why in the world you would pick me to be your father. And she put her hands on her hips and rolled her eyes at me, you know, that 10-year-old kind of look. And she said, you're telling me that I actually picked you to be my father and picked Mom to be my mother? I said, exactly right. And when you're making important decisions like that, you should really be very careful about them. And Abraham responds quickly, also, you're right now, evoking the kind of parent I am being. Your expectation is so powerful, I cannot override it. We seem to have rendezvoused on a vibrational spot that makes each of us want to blame the other for what's going on here. And Dr. Dyer says, so her final response to me, which was the best response I think I've ever heard from my kids, was, well, then I must have been in a hurry. And so my question to you, Abraham, is, do we have access to knowing or choosing who our parents are going to be before we show up in this world of form? Yes. And how does that work? Well, there is a powerful trajectory. It is a powerful but general plan. You knew that you were coming forth, and you knew that the variety would be perfect. You knew that the variety would inspire you to your personal new preferences. But when you say you knew, in what way? I mean, there's no brain to work with. There's no body to work with. You're in this formless, playfully, she says, what does brain have to do with consciousness and knowing? What does brain have to do with consciousness and knowing? And he says, you're the one who has to answer that. And Abraham says, the brain is the focusing mechanism that you're utilizing here. But there is consciousness that is outside of what you call the human focus of the brain. That's this vibrational thing we continually talk about. We talk about vibration. We talk about energy. We talk about thought. And eventually, once enough momentum has occurred, you will feel emotion. We want to acknowledge that the emotions that you feel are manifestations. And there is a significant amount of momentum that has occurred before your emotions show how well aligned or not you are with the broader perspective. So if before you came into this physical body, you were consciousness, let me reread that. So before you came into this physical body, you were consciousness. And you were eager about projecting some of that consciousness into a physical body, because you knew that in this physical body, with all the other wonderful and diverse physical beings that would share this time-space reality with you, that you would be inspired to new ideas. And that really turned you on, because you are an eternal being. And you knew that being born into a physical body, surrounded by the variety of contrast on the planet, that you would be stimulated to new ideas, and that without new ideas, that eternity would cease. But of course, you knew that eternity will not cease. You knew that this time-space reality would continue to inspire the new ideas, so you had a general sense of your well-being, and you understood your absolute worthiness. One of the greatest benefits for Esther and for all of you, because of Jerry making his transition in non-physical, is that Esther now has a keen sense of his continuing existence and of his awareness and interest in the things that she is now doing. She can feel his consciousness, and she can feel her alignment with him. She can feel when she is off on a path that he is not on vibrational and not a vibrational match to. And Jerry, you see, is an example of the non-physical consciousness that has always been there. Humans often believe that the continuum of life is about one generation being born, and then another, and then another. But that is not the true continuum of life. The true continuum of life is that you come forth into a physical body. You explore contrast and variety, and you find things that interest you and delight you, that amaze you, and that encourage you, and you continually give birth to new desires. And those things that interest you, those desires that you give birth to, do not stop when you make your transition back into non-physical. Instead, you join that cadre of non-physical consciousness who is keenly interested in the things that you were interested in before you experienced what humans call death. But now, from your non-physical perspective, you are interested from a place of no resistance. You no longer contradict your desires with doubt or unworthiness. Now you are pure positive energy, you see. The thrill bumps that you experience are evidence of our enthusiasm for what you are experiencing in that moment. You think those thrill bumps belong only to you, but they are actually you resonating with the way you feel. So never confuse the fact that we are non-physically focused and therefore formless with being mindless or emotionless or disinterested. Powerful. There is no here and there. We are always connected, and we are always on the leading edge. About feeling better about you, feeling better about your world, feeling better about life, feeling better. It's all about feeling better. So let's do our little powerful mantra here as we go about our day. Take a big breath in, take a big breath out, smile, and let's say together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Today, no matter where I am going, no matter what I'm doing, and no matter who I am doing it with, it is my dominant intent that I will look for things that feel good. Because when I feel good, I'm vibrating with my higher power. I am going to challenge all of you to look for things that feel good today. And remember, if you cannot find the good, then be the good. I'm going to find my quote I did here. Hang on here. Whoops, there it is. There you go. Look for the good in all things, and if you cannot find the good, then be the good that others find. It's as simple as that. And that, my friends, is the secret to a happy life. You guys are amazing. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, the end of the week. We'll do something fun tomorrow. We'll have an amazing day as we always do. So I'm going to encourage you guys to go and have an amazing day the rest of your day. Let me find some music to send you on your way. And you guys can be sitting on top of the world. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Have a phenomenal day.